Now for the track guide. Before starting, if you want to improve at a quicker pace, check out GITGUDRacing.com. I have a lot of courses that I can help you with. Now going into this track guide itself, this is Monza, so turn 1, quite difficult if you're not finding the limit under braking. Our goal will be to brake slightly before the 100-meter board and go to a high pressure, maintain that pressure while we're still holding the steering wheel completely straight so that we're maximizing the efficiency of this straight line braking, using a little bit this green part of opening of the track, and then in second gear still holding 90%, then cutting more and more in the corner. You have to be in first gear before mounting the curb, and you have to put your tire almost completely on the curb with the right side, because the moment that you're going to touch the curb with this amount of steering wheel angle, you're going to be pressing the throttle. The car will slightly lean more towards the right side, so you will have the car close to the center of the track. Then you're going to be dropping the throttle, add a little bit more brake, and then pushing the throttle while you're mounting the curb. This will give you the faster line through the chicane, so cutting a lot on entry, making sure braking nice, late and hard without dropping too quickly, making sure adding a little bit of brake when you're turning into the second quarter of the chicane and you're hooking that sausage curb of the chicane. The suspension of this car can handle it, and by the way, this was done with a fixed setup, but if you want to go even quicker, I highly encourage you to check Go Setups. Have amazing quick setups, and we also have a 10% discount code here on the channel. But anyways, we're arriving into the second braking zone. So as a reference for braking here, you have the 100-meter board. Past the 100, you're going to be braking once again in a straight line. You have to brake very hard. In third gear, you will go to second gear before committing completely to the turn in, and then you have to drop the brakes more because you want the car to have more, less load on the front end so that the car will have more grip to actual turn in, and your vision should be here on the grass because you want to cut this curb almost to the grass. The moment that you're touching the curb, you're ramping up the throttle very aggressively, hitting 100%, and now for this one you have to turn quite quickly, but make sure your car is positioned more towards the left side so you have this space to turn in, and you can take it flat just like that. The suspension of this car is really amazing for these types of curb. And now for this corner right here, you see this orange part on the wall. When you're arriving at it, you're going to be dropping the throttle, adding a little bit of brake. But here you don't want to brake too hard. You're using the brakes just to make the front end rotate. So just a little bit of brakes, and then ideally you want to get to 100% throttle before arriving at this orange part of the wall once again. This will give you just enough space so that you can keep it flat while still utilizing the track. Now for this corner right here, you have the 50-meter board. Slightly past it, you're going to be braking. Compared with the previous right-hander, here you can brake a little bit more, and also you need to shift a little bit more weight because here the exit is much more important. You want to get the rotation early on. So you're going to be braking, pushing the throttle before the apex, mounting the curb just a little bit, giving it a slightly touch, and then keeping the throttle engaged. So you see 0-100 going very quickly. This is key because this is a quite important straight. Now going into the next chicane right here, your reference for braking will be the ending of this wall on the right side. You see the gray one. When this ends and the green starts to begin, you're going to be dropping the throttle, adding the brakes, using a little bit the curb on entry in third gear. Then you will turn quite aggressively. You can go completely on these black curbs, and the moment that you're hitting them, you should be pressing the gas aggressively and just holding the throttle pinned. I'm sorry. Because you can mount all these curbs with this car without any downside actually. So you can slide the car left and right, you can go completely on the curb, on the exit and in the middle part of the corner, and it will still be fine. The idea is to not drop the throttle, to keep it at 100%. And now we're heading towards the last corner of the track. So you see here this green part of the curb and the 50. Before the 50 and after the green part of the left side paint, you're going to be pressing the brakes more aggressively into this corner, but you have to trail brake for longer. So still trailing. So now slightly after that building on the right side, you're going to be pressing the gas 0-100 once again. So you see we're using the throttle binary with this car. It's either on or off, and when you're pressing the gas you should be very aggressive. And in short, that's the lap. So I hope you like it, I hope you enjoy it, and if you want to improve at a quicker pace, GITGUDRacing.com, Go Setups, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next one. Bye bye.